bit. Woo! Looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. Who says I have not done this job properly? You can go. So in this video, we're going to go from these very dirty, poorly painted from factory, rusty wheel arches to these nicely rush-treated, painted, new fixtures and fittings wheel arches. First thing was to jack the car up. I don't need to go into detail, but you get the gist of jacking the car up on 4 jack stands. And before we get started, I'll just show you the state of the wheel arches, and this is someone who takes care of the cars, and you just can't get into those wheel arches to get them really nice and clean. They are caked in dirt, there's rust in all sorts of places. First job on the list was to remove the arch liners. Right, I thought before I do get properly stuck into this, I'd just quickly go over the sorts of products that I've bought and the reasons and how they're going to get used. So starting off from the beginning, we're going to give everything a properly good wash. I wanted to try this out for a while, this SONAX MultiStar. It's like an all-purpose cleaner, so hopefully that really gets into all the dirt. I'm going to foam it all up before I jet wash it, foam it all again as well, and give it a good scrub jet wash. And then also from Mile Deep, which you've seen recently, I've been using some of their products. This Resolve tar remover, anything sticky, like all the tar underneath the wheel arches and all the plastics. Then what we're going to do is treat the rust. First of all, let's get some of these wire brushes and use the drill, and we'll just try and scrape off any surface rust as we can. Also, I've got my Scotch pad to scuff up all the old like metal parts of the wheel arches ready for the painting stage. After the wire brush, we will use the gel, Hammerite, Kurust, then mask everything up. I've got loads of like plastic bags and sort of any sort of card and paper as possible, cover up all the wheels and whatnot. Then I'm going to go with the wheel arches with this red Oxide Primer, so covering all the areas of that were converted from the rust, and maybe a quick whiz over on the original metalwork on the car after it's all been scuffed up with this. Underneath the car, where I can, as well as it having a really good clean, then what I'm going to do is go over I don't know what you call it, like the underbody, the underside of the car, I'm just calling it. I'm going to use this Upol acid etch. So it's an etch primer, so try and do all the area underneath the car. I want to get it looking and protected as good as possible. I'm not doing any of the axles or subframe, anything like that, because eventually, if you've been following my Instagram, I am going to look at getting old ones powder coated. So then on the underneath of the car, then I'm going to use some Raptor 2K. So try and get a few coats of this on. This should both make it look a lot nicer, like in regards to it being nice and black, but also protected. That 2K, this is supposed to be the bee's knees. Really, really durable. So I thought to prevent all the kind of stone chips and dirt on the underside, I'm going to give everything a good going over with that where I can. Then we are on to, I've been able to get some Ford Grabber Blue Metallic, so to match the paintwork of the car. I wasn't going to do this at first, but I thought to get the best looking finishes for like nice photos, for show and shines, having it sort of looking like it was the original colour all inside the wheel arches, I think will look really nice. And then to finish off, got this Pro XL 2K clear. It's the type of one where it comes with like one of these things where you have to put this thing in the bottom and pull it out, and it activates the hardener. And the funny thing is, I'm doing all this and no one's really going to see it, but I know it's done, and I'm going to get some nice pictures and videos so that I can have it on my A-board for show and shines going forward. Right, that's everything, gone through it all, so let's get back outside and crack on. then decided to actually do a better job and needed to get in behind the bumper, so I removed it. And then I continued into the night, removing what rust I could. I was going to show you cleaning the back of the car, but my battery ran out. Just using my GoPro, because it's easier to get inside the arches, and as you can see there, the light catches it. So obviously sometimes they do look really rusty still, but actually I've gone along and I've really sort of had as good a go at it as I can. All the kind of flaky stuff's come off, and hopefully it's a lot better now for the Kurust. See how well I can do going under. Now this is only a little bit of a misting, because to be honest this was pretty good, pretty clean, but the areas that were bad, they've had a good coating. But look, if you can see underneath, it's looking nice and uniform. Under here, which was very rusty, a little bit over there as well. But one thing I will say is that this ex-COVID mask is just not cutting it. I'm definitely breathing in fumes and feeling a little bit woo. So I'm going to stay outside, away from the car, get some fresh air, and then it's on to the red oxide. Right, it's now time to do the Raptor 2K for the underneath of the car, so I'm going black with it. And what it says is you're supposed to, I mean, I've already shaken it up, I've already had it in hot water, and you're supposed to remove this top, take this red take this red cap, put the lid back on. I've got the red cap on the top, and then it says to apply even pressure. There we go. There we go. If you can see, it's gone in. And it says to remove that, so then obviously you know that the activator's been done. Bloody hell, this stuff looks savage. Hopefully it doesn't go absolutely everywhere. So in one of those true fashions of things don't go according to plan, is I honestly thought one can of Raptor 2K would have done the underneath of the vehicle, but I think just because I was getting used to how it was spraying, and it's obviously really difficult with the amount of space I've got to work with getting right under there, is I've pretty much only done just over half. Like, this whole driver's side has been done, and I've touched on the passenger side. So I'm just gonna have to get on with now getting the arches done and see in the next few days if I can somehow get some more Raptor 2K, because in a few days I need to be able to use the car. So I'm just gonna have to crack on, leave the car jacked up, which I was gonna do anyway, because I'm gonna clean all the wheel arches and the wheels and make everything as new as I can. And then hopefully before I need the car, even if it's the evening before, I can get some Raptor 2K by then and just get the underneath finished. Driver's side. Oh, it's very, very windy, but that has been done. It's really hard to show you, but this whole side has been done. Ignore that beam there, because to be honest, eventually I'll probably get that powder coated. But yeah, this whole side's been done. But yeah, I am now over there, unfinished. Right, update is I've done a dusting of Grabber Blue, I've done 2 thick layers of Grabber Blue, so I'm gonna have to let it dry. It's Mother's Day, I need to get to my mum's pretty soon, so the clear is now actually gonna have to wait till either tomorrow morning or tonight, or even tomorrow night actually. I need to look up exactly how long you can leave it, but I haven't got the time. By the way, anyone who says I have not done this job properly, you can go. Swizz the camera around, have a quick look. So, I'm not sure how well it'll pick it up, but it should be all looking pretty nice. It's obviously really flat at the moment because there's no clear on it. I've given all the back of here a spray, so after it had the primer, it's had some Hammerite gloss black. Doesn't have to be the best of finishes, but obviously just looks a hell of a lot nicer knowing that. I can even whiz over with a bit of 2K clear if I've got any. But again, this is all done. All nice. On the inside, I've tried to do as much as possible now. I was trying to get these bolts out to lower this, to get the spring, to get the whole axle down, to get these springs out. It's just not happened, not been able to do it at home, which I'm really annoyed about, but I've tried to mask up as best as possible, knowing that there's going to be a little bit of rust under there. Not a lot I can do until maybe the rear axle and everything gets swapped over. Maybe I can either intervene or get the garage to rub it over it quickly, a little bit of maybe Kurust, just something to obviously get rid of anything that's flaky and rusty under there. front wheel arch. Just let the light adjust. Again, it's looking pretty nice. Obviously it's not super smooth finish, but that's just because it's 19 years old, but it's looking pretty good. That's where all that really bad rust was. So I just hope that this all dries properly. In a way, maybe instead of rushing it, not sure how well you can see, but I've tried to cover as much as possible up there as well. I'm just annoyed that you can see there where I started to do the Raptor and it's ran out. That's the primer. Other side's done. That isn't. So I'm gonna have to leave the car now. I need to go and have a wash. I'm absolutely knackered, absolutely covered in paint, cuts, bruises, all sorts. I've never been under the car so much. I'm still feeling pretty high, even with my COVID mask on. Just hasn't done it. I completely forgot when I went to the DIY store. You know, all you health and safety people, I tried just to fit in as much as possible with doing this car during the kind of time I've got, with starting Thursday night, working Friday morning really early when it was pretty much still dark, Friday night, all day Saturday, and I mean all day from dusk till dawn, and again Mother's Day morning, still working at it. It is a lot. I've probably put in a minimum of 15, maybe 16 hours up to now, and I've still not finished. I've still got probably a couple of hours yet of touching up, clear. I've got to scrub and wash as much as possible off the original arches as possible. I did get some ones from Autodoc, but they were absolutely crap. The moulds were shocking, so I'm going to try and send them back if I can at my expense, which would be really annoying. So I'm going to clean it up as best as possible. I've got the alloy wheels in the back, bumpers all got to go on, all new little screw things. Oh my god, honestly, I've only got, after today, I've only got early mornings and the evenings to work on this, so right, it's the next morning and they've all been 2K lacquered up. If I just got, whoa, I've got this little light on me here. Not sure how well you'll be able to see, but looking pretty good. Again, if you look, the shine. Obviously there's a little bit of orange peel, but I'm not bothered about that. I'm not going to wet sand and polish this. There is not really any point, but look, try to go up as much as possible. Obviously there's probably going to be a little bit of overspray on some areas, but you know, no one's ever going to see that, but at least I know that it has been done and protected. Look, if I can show you again, there's a really nice shine on that. That 2K clear does a really good job. Let's go around this way. Again, look at that. How good does that look? That is mint to sort of think that it matches with the colour of the car. There's a few little areas, like sort of up inside there, that haven't quite captured. But you know, again, you ain't going to see that. If you can look along there again. Look, I know it's not super glossy, but for what it is, yeah, I'm really happy with that. These are the areas you're going to see the most, and hell, that looks amazing. Look at the shine on there now. It's brilliant. Fully gone in. All the way in there, all up into the top. So the back there has all been done in gloss black, which looks pretty good. Again, you know, it's not like super duper glossy because I'm not going to wet sand and polish this. No one's ever going to see it, but I know that it's all been protected and it's a lot better than how it came out the factory. I think it is anyway. Now the only thing that's missing is, because I need to do the Raptor, which I'm probably going to do one of the nights just before I need the car. I haven't got a lot of time left, but yeah, that's the reason why that still looks primered underneath. But I won't bother showing that. I'll just do that as and when. Again, the other side and this side as well. Look at that. Look how good does that look. I'm properly chuffed with that. I mean, that is better than how it came out the factory. And I've used the 2K clear stuff. So see if I can get the little light on it again. That colour is so nice. Grab a blue metallic. And again on that side as well. So what I'm going to do now is going to start wrapping all of this, taking all of this wrapping off to reveal sort of any little bits that maybe I can use a bit of white spirits, get any overspray off. I'm going to let that harden, I think, again tonight, and then tomorrow night after work I'll put all the arch liners back in and start prepping it. That's it. That was the very last bit of prep, masking tape, bags, etc. to be removed from the car. So I'll do a bit of a walk around before I put all the arches and wheels back on. So that's looking nice and shiny. I don't need to show you both sides, just show you one side. But I mean, there is slight differences, but yeah, it's looking good. Unfortunately, this is the best light I'm going to get because I'm just trying to rush getting everything done in what time I can. If the camera picks it up, look, I actually painted these. So the tops of them have been nicely painted with a bit of Moondust Ford Moondust Silver. I really do need to eventually get new bump stops and yeah, a few little bits of TLC will be needed eventually. So I've just replaced them up to now, but it's looking so good, so glossy. But yeah, that's looking mint. Again, I'm absolutely gutted that, you know, all this effort and stuff goes into it, but the only time even myself is going to get to see this, or anyone, is on this video and any pictures that I take. So I'm going to have to take lots of pictures to put on my A-boards for like show and shine, car shows, etc. Because all of this gets covered, and kind of all of here, and I think down there gets all covered as well. But you've seen it here. Yeah, look at that gloss on there. I mean, it's had a couple of days to harden. Tomorrow I'm going to be putting the arches on and everything back on. But I did a pretty good job, I think. What do you reckon? Masked up as much as I could. Oh, and look at that! One little last piece of masking tape. So these have all had, again, a bit of rust treatment, so they all went black from the original rust, and then I've gone over them with some Hammerite just to give them a little top up. Everything's been completely cleaned as much as I can. I've given that a bit of a spray, but as you can see, when I put the 2K lacquer on, I didn't leave it long enough to dry, so it reacted. But to be honest, it's gonna go hard, it's protected, and you won't really see it anyway. Yeah, washer fluid, that's all been cleaned. Up there is the powder coated battery tray, so that's looking nice and smart. Again, crisp because I masked everything off properly. Oh, I love it. Just look at that. If I can get in quite close. Just look at that finish. That looks superb. And I did take these out when I did paint all this, but I've just put them back in. So you know, they are painted and lacquered around the edge. But that's really nice. That was so I eventually tonight I did get the rest of the what's it called, Raptor 2K. It costs an absolute bomb. You can actually see where it's still a little bit wet, but the hole underneath now has been done, and I'll show you the back as well. Again, as good as I can show it now. It might look a little bit patchy in areas. The light really does pick it up. There's a little patch there, which actually, if I've got a little bit of something left, I might just go over it. I can see it on the camera, can't see it in person, which is really weird. But let's try and show you a little bit more if I can. It's difficult to, but it's all done now inside there. I'll put a picture up of actually how bad this area was. But look, that is looking really smart. And again, if I can get right under. This area here was pretty rusty. Let me just see if I can use my phone for some light. So if you look under here, again, that's all been done with Raptor 2K. If I do show a picture of what that looked like before, it was very, very rusty. But I've tried to do as much as I can, masked off as much as I can, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Guess a few little extra details that you don't normally see. Well, I've made sure I've done that in the Raptor 2K. This has been done in the Grabber Blue Metallic, and then underneath here, if the camera will pick it up, that's all done in black. Again, it's not the super neat job, but no one's ever going to see this, and I'm pretty happy with what I've done. I have got to say, it looks so good. I mean, just seeing the Grabber Blue Metallic inside the wheel arches, it makes it look so much more factory, that's what it came at from the factory. But to be honest, I think the quality of the finish that I've done is better than what it would have come out from the factory. Before I end the video, what I'll do is I'll pop the front rear wheel arches on and give you a quick show of what I've done there as well. She is done, she's all back together. Let's do another quick show now of how it looks. So this is now with the wheel arches in. It's looking pretty nice. At least this side you do get to see quite a lot of the Grabber Blue. All being cleaned as much as possible. It's looking good. And what I did was all the little screws and things, I did some anti-rust treatment on them, getting them all nice and black again. And then let's go around to this side. See if I can get the camera. How good do those new fixings look? That looks so nice. And this carpet is brilliant. I need to try and keep on top of keeping that clean. Just look at how clean all of this is in here. All being painted with a 2K lacquer as well. So it's looking really good. Again, all new fixings in place. And yeah, just a quick look. That's the other side. And this side as well. Actually, this shows up a little bit better in the dark. You can really see that colour popping. And you do get to see a little bit more of the Grabber Blue in there. I'd like to know how well this is going to work with its rust treatment being painted over as well with Hammerite. See if it lasts. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think it does look really good. So that's it, everyone. It has been a big journey. I do think it's really worthwhile. You know, I think, as I mentioned, it's not 100% a thorough job, but in the space of time that I've had and working, like, you know, really early in the morning and really late at night, just trying to get this done as much as I can with the tools that I've been able to use on my driveway. I am really proud of what I've actually been able to achieve. I'd love to know in the comments what you think of how I've done this. You know, is it going to inspire you to go out and do your own? I really appreciate everyone who has stuck with the channel, with this video. I'm sure it's ended up a very long video. I've taken a crazy amount of footage and pictures doing this for both the video, but also for me to remember what I did in detail, because the thing is, now they're covered up, you know, you don't see a lot of the hard work that has gone into it. And also, like at car shows, I'm doing this for show and shine. You know, it's restoring it to keep it on the road for another, you know, 20 years of life potentially. I'm not sure. You know, it's 19 years old now. It is getting old compared to a lot of stuff on the road. It wasn't in that bad condition, granted, but it's just nice to know that it both looks good, rust has been treated. You know, it's got a really good protection on it now, potentially better than what was there from factory. I've put new fixtures and fittings in there as well, got some new, like, kind of, you know, pop plastic things in the rear arches, all the nice new silver little fixings as well. And the underneath as well, you know, I've not really touched a lot on that, but it's, again, not the most thorough jobs because I can't strip the whole underneath of the car. You know, I do need this to drive. So that's something I just wasn't able to do, plus the rear axle because it was seized. So until I get the powder coated parts, maybe a few other little bits can be touched up at the same time. But that is the next big thing to happen with the car, really, is I'm looking to source second-hand parts. I'm going to get them powder coated later this year and hopefully get everything swapped over. Then that way the underneath of that car is going to be mint for show and shines. Like, you know, there are other people that have done it out there, but I feel like, you know, a lot of these cars, they are slowly dying off. You do still see a lot, you know, being sort of wrecked, stripped for parts, or they're just kind of, you know, track day cars. So to have one that I am going to keep, you know, and I know people say it's just a Fiesta, but it means more than that to me. If you have followed my channel, you know the reasons why. So I'm keeping it forever. It's going to be something that, you know, when I'm old, hopefully if I'm alive, my son's older, he's able to drive, we can go to car shows and it'll become a classic, and, you know, I'll have a big history with it, and it's all documented on the channel. So yeah, I'm proud I've done this myself. So thanks again for everyone for watching this video. Really appreciate all the likes, the comments, new subscribers would be fantastic. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.